Hey guys, how's it going? It's Friday. Dishonor! Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your cow! Anywho, so, talking about dominance without the sexual acts. I mean, any sexual acts, really. People go, well, how can you do that? I mean, it's inherently dominant. Ooh, look at this. Pretty! Anyway, cat brain. So, people are like, how can you do it? I do it with play. I'm going on a holiday with my girlfriend. It's going to be away for a week or so. The whole idea is to be vanilla on the outside. When the doors close, you're full on DS thing. And they've done it for like sessions, 1 or 2 hours, and sex has been mixed in with that. But how things like tasks and house cleaning and blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, yeah, there's that, but you find that the more lifestyle, like 24/7 you get, the less overt dominant things you do, and the less you need to exert in general, because there's little reminders, and it's like a lower level dominance thing. It's not like you have couples that are just stuck with each other and they just keep doing it because that's just it, and one of them doesn't have many friends, and it's like, oh, well, if I don't do this, they're not going to be my friend, I'm going to be all alone. That's not a DS or a power exchange thing. That's just a stuck in a rut thing. But to have people that don't have to be together to exchange power is something entirely different. Now, I was asking for ideas, like, tasks and how to do things. To me, it's not really tasking and doing things and making sure they do it. It can start off that way, but it's more about the dominance, presence and confidence that makes a submissive inspired to submit and to do things that will not only be submissive or with consideration of what it brings to the whole relationship and their dynamic, but also it feeds also the dominant and cross inspires them, I should say. Mutual inspiration on things to do, how it is, the dynamic. Definitely a lot of open discussion. How not to get bored with a lot of this stuff. Well, that's the thing, as I said, as you go along and it becomes more everyday, day-to-day things, it's less about the high level of it, like, standing over them while they're, say, like scrubbing the floors or doing a task or cooking or something like that, and picking them. Don't pick on them for everything, but it's less about that and more about when and the timing of when they exert their actual dominance and everything. So it's not as overt. So it's interesting the way that they've developed, I think they're going to develop, and how they handle it. It'll be interesting to see, because some people just go full in and they do it 24/7, and it's just like, well, yeah, you can do that, but then there's like a baseline. Are you going to ramp up that baseline, or are you going to keep the baseline at a reasonable for you level, so that there's something you can ramp up to later on, Because if you establish the baseline and you keep making it higher and higher, where are you going to go to from there? I mean, some people, they're like, oh, we'll establish the baseline, then I'm going to introduce drugs to it, or I'm going to introduce other stuff that's really, to me, doesn't seem healthy. But that's the thing, if you cannot do it or have a relationship without those extra aids or instruments and all that sort of stuff, then you really just can't have that relationship in itself. The kink is fine. The kink will still be there. But if something is reliant on an actual physical act or thing, I've got to wonder how the mindset is. I'm not saying it's bad that you aren't always in the mindset, because you can't be in the mindset 24/7 as much as you are 24/7 or as much as you want to 24/7 for a short period of time. It can be exhausting, particularly at higher levels. So, it depends on whether you actually have the lifestyle, the means, like, financial, social, spiritual, physical, to be able to pursue that, and what sort of allowances you're going to make for certain conditions that you have, not necessarily physical, mental, emotional, but financial as well, social also, because everyone has obligations. So, on dominance without sex, plenty of it can be done. Again, to me, it seems more like there's a confidence within the dominance to say, they're here, their presence fills the room and the area. They don't have to do, say, or dress in any particular way. There are plenty of people that seem very, I don't know who this person is, and whatever, but you just notice them, their presence, what they have. A lot of people wonder why. I have the relationship that I have. I said, well, because it's them. It's not a thing where they get dressed up and they gear up and they have to put their mask on, so to speak. It is just them. So whether you're developing and making it just you, bringing out that inner side of you, think about it. You can incorporate and meld more of it into your lifestyle, into what you're doing. So suggestions, you can start off with things like tasks and checking up and punishments leading to sessions and all that sort of stuff. But in the long term, for extended periods of play, things like even when you're out, you can do it. Be vanilla. Little things like waiting until each other speaks, no interrupting. It's like being an attentive partner, basically. Can I get you something to eat? Would you like a drink? Would you like anything else? I'll clear the plates for you and stuff like that. Note those things down, little things. Like I said, it's not always the big things that make the dominance or the submission, but it's the little things. So keep in mind, think about the things that you do every day, and think about the slight angle or change in the mindset that you could have on everyday things that will bring about dominance, not just I order you or you must. Because there's plenty of dominants I know who'll say, can you please do this? But they say it in such a way is that it's definitely an order. It's not a request. Okay. Some people can do this naturally. Some people need to feel a bit more confident in what they're doing because of life, universe, everything. Other people, they need to learn a bit more in the skills area because, again, life, universe, everything. So think about that. Things that you do every day. Slants on dominance you can do. Is it the way you deliver it? Is it the particular word that you say? What is it about that? Is it the situation? A look? And how do other people do it? Talk to others. How do they do it? How they exert dominance over other people in public and all that. Slight chidings. Sometimes people wonder why I accept being treated a certain way. I said, look, it's not me being oppressed or anything like that. We have an agreement. We know each other. This is what happens. So anyway, all this all these machines, I swear, they follow me around. It wasn't there before. Okay, have a good weekend, guys. I plan on, and have a nice relaxing weekend. The sun is shining. I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but see you guys.